between Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora. All I'm gonna tell y'all is this gonna be a good fight. First, I gotta say that it's gonna be a good fight. May the best man win. I'm gonna give my prediction on who I think is gonna win. After I talk about it for a minute. But first, we gotta go with who has been more consistent in the ring, who's been fighting. And we know Tszyu been going back to back. He gonna be more sharper than Fundora. Fundora, I think last fight was coming after the loss to Mendoza. So that automatically we know Tszyu gonna be the sharper fighter. Now the thing about this fight is both of these are the same fighter. That's the crazy thing about it. They both fight the same. They both come forward. They both you can't say neither one of them really got one punch knockout power, but both of them got power to a certain extent. I think that Tszyu is more powerful. They both use uppercuts. They both, like I said, they both similar in ways. The only difference is Fundora is a southpaw and he's 6'6". Now, I wrote down certain stuff, that was, I seen as mistakes for both of them. And some of the mistakes I seen were, with both of them, that's why I say they both the same fighter. Tszyu can't fight going back. Fundora can't fight going backwards. So I think the first man we see going backwards, that's going to be the one who's going to lose in this fight. That's what's going to make it amazing because both of them go forward. With Tszyu, when Tszyu come forward, his aggressiveness, I think it makes fighters unfocused. I think it bothers them to the point where they get tired fast because he hunting them the whole fight. Tszyu never backs up off you. He stands there. He ready to counter you. He comes over the top with right hands. He throw combination punches, and he doesn't give you room. He doesn't give you room to breathe. And I think that frustrates fighters, and it take them out their game plan because you can't think with somebody constantly in your face. But Fundora does the same thing, and Fundora doesn't give you time to breathe, fight. You could tell with Fundora, he loves to fight. Like he don't really want to box. He don't have time for boxing. He really want to go out there and brawl with you, which is one of his biggest mistakes. He too tall, too long to be going out there, trying to get in the ring. Even though he could fight in the inside very well, which that's going to be a good thing against Tszyu is him fighting the inside well. But I think he'll be better. I think Fundora need a new trainer. I think he needs somebody to teach him how to use his advantages as far as his jab and his left hand, which he does not. That's one of the things I wrote down. Well, let me go with Fundora. Fundora has no straight left jab, which most southpaws you see when they fight, they throw left jabs. I mean, straight left hands a lot. That's their bread and butter, but he don't do that. He throw a jab, uppercut, and then he go towards you and go towards your body. I think that's something that needs to be worked on with him, whoever coaching him. They need to get to that real quick. Especially, they should have been on it before he even, but due to the fact he got the same coach, I'm sure they ain't talked about it or did nothing about it. He too tall not to have a straight left hand. I think he, I'm trying to find the right word. I think he stops his own power by trying to smother and fight with opponents. I think if he stood from the outside and threw his jab and threw a straight left hand, more technical stuff, I think he'll have more power. I think he smothers. That's what I think. He smothers his power by standing in close range with most of his opponents. Tim, by him having shorter arms, and being a shorter guy, Tim power still looks the same when he aggressive on you and he up in your face. But Fundora lacks defense. That's one of the reasons he got knocked out by Mendoza. Even though you'll see him in certain fights, he'll put up the high guard. In that fight, I guess he felt like Mendoza didn't have that much power, so he felt like he didn't have to block or, using a defense. But he got hit with a punch he didn't see. And going against Tszyu, which I think Tszyu is more powerful than Mendoza and Fundora, that's going to be dangerous if he go out there lacking defense, which is probably going to happen because, like I said, he got the same trainer. And really a big man like that shouldn't be. The only time you should see Fundora inside is later in the rounds. Fundora should never be fighting nobody in the inside in round 3. round 2. That's ridiculous, and that shows his trainers, you know what I'm saying, ain't pushing that into his head. Now, true enough, fighters have their own mind. You know, they probably tell him, hey, we need to focus, which you'll see Fundora actually switch his game plan. He'll start out going there, jabbing, and once he see that the other fighter wants to go and throw out punches, then he want to go to war, and that's too dangerous for Tszyu. I think the best thing for Fundora is to stay on the outside, but which he don't have no real boxing ability from outside, so that's gonna really hurt him at the end, you know. Besides that jab, if he threw the left straight hand behind his jab, it'll look better for him in this fight. But since he don't, you know, it's gonna be a little bit more hard for him. Tszyu bread and butter is the straight jab and right hand, and from him having no defense, Fundora, I think he gonna be getting him with that a lot. You know, a lot of people gonna look at the reach advantage, but you know, he had a reach advantage against Erickson Lubin. He got knocked down. He had a reach advantage against Mendoza, got knocked out. Going against Tszyu, which I think got more power than both of them, it's a possibility that he gonna get knocked out. But like I said, it's gonna be a war. Tim gonna have a tough fight this fight. I'm hoping ain't nobody out there who a Tszyu fan just think he just finna go out there and walk through Fundora. It's finna be a rough fight. It's really finna be so rough. It's very hard to determine who gonna win because they both fight the same. They got the same style. Neither one of them gonna back up. Like I said, the first person back up is the person who I think who gonna lose the fight. And Tim ain't really fought no southpaws. He fought one I seen, but that guy won 6'6", and that guy won throwing uppercuts. I don't think Tim ever fought anybody close to a Fundora. But the disadvantage of him, you know, coming back after a year, he ain't gonna be that sharp. You know, it all leans towards Tszyu. You know, but you never know. Tim is too. Let me put it to you like this: Tim is too focused. Tim is a fighter that believes I cannot lose, I won't lose, and that's hard to beat. Fundora, you know, now that he's been defeated, you know what I'm saying, I think he should have had some step-up fights before he, you know, but hey, at the end of the day, it's good he challenging Tszyu, but you know, when a fighter loses, they lose their confidence. You know, their confidence go down. You know, they could sit up there and tell you all day, just like if you was in a fight, your confidence gonna go down, somebody beat you up. So you need to get back in the ring, get you some confidence fights, and then you challenge somebody like Tszyu for a belt. But if he feels he should go out there, which I don't think was a good idea. If he was my fighter, if Fundora was my fighter, he wouldn't be fighting Tszyu right now. And right now ain't the time. You just came off a knockout loss. You've been out the ring a year. You still got gaps in your game that I'm sure you need to work on, especially that defense and guarding. But even with all that said about Fundora, the size and the height advantage is going to be something for Tim to deal with, and especially that inside fight. We ain't never seen nobody try to fight Tszyu on the inside. And we don't know if Tszyu can actually handle somebody standing up to him and pushing him back and fighting him in the inside. See, that's what's going to be the bread and butter. That's what's going to make the fight good, because we ain't never seen that. Most of Tszyu opponents, they trying to get away from him. They trying to figure something out while he coming towards them, and they can't. But when you got somebody who coming towards you too, and they slanging and banging like you slanging and banging, this gonna be a tough fight. This gonna be a tough fight for him. But looking at it, I gotta look at it from this point of view. Both of them throw uppercuts and stuff like that, but you gotta look at who's the limited fighter, who's the most limited fighter, who's one-dimensional, and that has to go to Fundora. Fundora game is he ain't really even got a good jab to be 6'6", and that's sad in itself. He's 6'6" and ain't got a good jab. Probably one of the longest reaches in the 154-pound division, and your jab is weak. Then you one-dimensional. You have no footwork. Your best game is to go on the inside. That's messed up. See, what I'm showing you is look at all the disadvantages already for Tszyu. I mean, not for Tszyu, for Fundora. Been out the ring for a year. No confidence fight. Took the fight on last minute notice. What else? Just got knocked out. It was one more I just said. Not sharp. Like I said, been out for a year. If I ain't mistaken, been out for a year. Everything is leaning up towards Tszyu to come out there and win this fight. I can't say by knockout, probably so. If Fundora goes into that no defense mode like he did against Mendoza. But then you got to look at it from, you got to be fair and square. Like I said, Tszyu ain't never fought nobody like this. He ain't never fought nobody who we seen just coming and gonna bring it. And we gonna see if he can wear down Tszyu at the end of it. You know, that's why I think his best game plan for Fundora is to stay away to like the 4th round, use his jab, win rounds. But you can't say that for Fundora because he has no skill set outside creating distance. He only fights on the inside. But if he had a skill set out, and that's another thing, he has no skill set outside. He can't do nothing. So if he can't do nothing already, and he had to go on the inside, that's another advantage for Tszyu. So let me see. Fundora can do this though. Try to counter over Tszyu's jab. When Tim throws a jab, Fundora, by his height, he could shoot straight down with his jab and hit Tszyu. When Tszyu throw a jab, he has no guard, no nothing left up on his left side. On his left side. He has no guard. So if Fundora see that, he can either throw a hook, left hook. Hold on, let me see. Southpaw. He can throw a right hook, which that's something. Yeah, that's what he need to do. When Tszyu throw his jab, throw a right hook. Every time. Right hook. Tszyu drops that left hand every time he throws a jab. It's nothing there. No head movement. He's not going to move his head. He's going to throw that jab and leave it out just like this. And Fundora ought to be right there hooking him to death. You know, Fundora has a chance in this fight. You know, he could probably hurt Tszyu. Maybe he can cut Tszyu, swell his face up, something like that. But all the advantages are leaning towards Tszyu. That, you know, there's no way around it. You know, Fundora, a good inside fighter. I think he actually better than Tim in the inside. I think he better than Tim in the inside. I think, but then you have to go into, like I said, who's the better fighter? Thank you, bro. Who's the best fighter? And I think, and defense. That's what's going to be a major factor. Tim got a tight defense. Even though he got knocked down by Gaucher with the straight right hand, you know, that he was catching Tim opening up. What's up with you, Mr. 18? He was catching and him opening up. I think Tim defends himself better. Tim is not one-dimensional. Tim can hit you from the outside. He have to go into the inside on you and fight you in the inside. Tim is more sharper. Tim has been in the ring multiple times, more than Fundora. Tim's confidence is at the highest level right now. So this a 50-50 fight by looking at it and the names of these guys that's fighting. But at the end of the day, I lean more towards Tszyu in this fight. Simply because, you know, like I said, he's been fighting the confidence. He's not one-dimensional. He can hit you from the outside, inside. He can come in on you. More defensive than Fundora. But we'll just have to see who has the bigger heart, who's more determined to win. But everything is leaning towards Tszyu. Everything is leaning towards Tim. Now, it'll be surprising, very surprising, if Fundora was to pull this off and go out there and beat Tszyu. But it's going to be the will to win, because it's going to have to be hard, you know, for him to go out there and beat Tim, you know, because the chips, they stacked against him in this fight. You know, I don't know why. If I was, like I said, if I was his manager, I wouldn't have put him in there with Tim right now. Not saying that he can't beat him, but right now I don't think he can beat him. It's too you ain't had no fights. You've been off a year. You just got knocked out. This ain't the time. This ain't the place for you to be in the ring fighting no Tszyu who been fighting all year, who hungry as hell to go out there and prove something. So I wouldn't put him in the ring, but I ain't the one making no money. So they put him in the ring with him, and I think he gonna get. I think he gonna lose. That's what I'm saying. But it's the sport of boxing, you know. Whoever don't see the punch coming, that's who gonna win. And I don't think that Fundora really got the power to hurt Tim like that. Because he's like I say, he smother his punches because he's so long, his arms so long, he my height, and he's sitting up shoulder to shoulder with somebody. You can't get no strength, no pull like you can from standing back. So that's what I think gonna win. That's what I think gonna win the fight, y'all. You know, let me know how y'all feel about it. It's gonna be a fiery fight, especially with the Riley Romero and Isaac Cruz fight next. I mean, well, they're gonna come on with before that, but it's for it to not to be real big name superstars. This is a good card to watch. This is gonna be a very entertaining fight, both of them. You know what I'm saying? Then I know they got Laura. I ain't gonna say Laura gonna be entertaining. You know, I'm not gonna say that. No disrespect to the Laura fans out there, but y'all know how Laura do. But this is gonna be a good fight. I'm predicting Tszyu to win, possibly by knockout or possibly by decision. But you never know. You never know. I'm just going with what I see with as far as advantages. Like I said, this boxing, you never know who's gonna win. But your boy Easy is picking Tszyu to come out on top in this fight. Because, like I said, all the chips leaning towards him. Ain't none really leaning towards your boy Fundora. And I like Fundora. You know, I'm not being biased or not just picking who I like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really fans of neither one of them like that. But I'm just going with the one I think who has more ability and who's better in the ring and who uses what they got better. So that's my opinion of it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. If you want to donate to the channel, you know where to go. Hit the donation button, go to Cash App, show your boy Easy some love. I would appreciate whatever you're seeing. It don't matter. Hit that like button. Also comment and let me know your opinion of my prediction. This your boy Easy. I'm out.